Welcome back. My name is Zane, and today we'll be having a look at Arrival. We've got big news coming from Arrival, stuff that we need to keep up to date with, not to mention the recent share prices as well. But first, allow me to declare that this video is not financial advice. This video is strictly for educational purposes and for entertainment. Now, before we get into the news of Arrival, first thing that we need to understand is what exactly is Arrival. Now, for everyone who don't know what Arrival is an EV company. They make electric vehicles from buses to vans, and they intend on doing this in an industrial way. So unlike Tesla mostly focus on building vehicles for the everyday person, such as their sedan. They're focusing on a $25,000 car. However, Tesla does also intend on making electric vehicles. Tesla do have a semi-truck that is currently in development, research and development. Tesla also has a Cybertruck. So Tesla isn't all about making fast sedan cars. They want to make vehicles for the entire electric market, for the entire movable transport market. However, Arrival focus mostly on industrial vehicles, such as vans for delivery companies, and of course they focus on buses for public transport. Because I think there are many companies out there, such as delivery companies that are looking for cheaper solutions to delivery trucks. These companies are also looking to remove the human element in driving. And in this day and age, electric self-driving vehicles are huge around the world. So one of the main ways they can approach replacing human interactions in these vehicles is actually by engaging with companies that are building self-driving vehicles and self-driving technology like Tesla and other electric car companies. But there is definitely a gap in the market. There are definitely electric buses and electric delivery vehicles. However, Arrival wants to do that much better. There's still a gap in the market, and in case you don't know, it's nowhere near being filled. It's so far away, and we need more companies like Arrival who can fill this gap. But here's what's really unique about Arrival that I really actually like. Arrival doesn't really plan on making big gigafactories, which has its pros and cons in my opinion. I think big gigafactories can be very useful if you intend on building vehicles for the mass. However, Arrival intentions are slightly different. They intend on building microfactories in cities around the world. I think they already have a microfactory in London, and through this microfactory, through their way of manufacturing vehicles, which is extremely futuristic, they can immediately make vehicles from their microfactories in London and ship them straight out into the hands of their customers. If that's UPS, if that's First Group buses, could be any company. Straight from the factory within a huge city such as London. And they intend on building more factories in other cities around the world to supply this market gap. Now there is pros and cons to this, like I said. We can get into that in a different videos where we focus more on their manufacturing side of business. But today I mostly want to focus on the great news that's coming out of Arrival and their shares prices. So our first part of business that comes with Arrival is that Anaheim public transport operator partners with Arrival to successfully secure a $2 million clean vehicle grant. Anaheim is a city in Los Angeles. And if Arrival vehicles are going to Los Angeles, this is a big deal. So I can honestly see Arrival making a factory in Los Angeles that can not just support Los Angeles, but support other nearby cities as well. The heart of American technology, San Francisco, which is fairly close. So this is good. Arrival is going to the West Coast, but it comes with even better news. So Anaheim, California, July the 21st, 2021, in partnership with the city of Anaheim, the Anaheim Transportation Network has been awarded a $2 million grant from the Federal Transit Administration. The ATN has chosen to partner with Arrival as the vehicle producer for their grant, liquefied natural gas buses with Arrival American-built zero-emission battery electric buses. California is one of the biggest cities in the world, and Arrival will be supplying Anaheim, California with vehicles. Absolutely amazing. Only more good things to come. There's more to go into, but for now, I'd like to go over to the stocks and shares. As you can see, per share right now, it will cost you. The price of a share right now for Arrival is $13.85. But it's really interesting what has happened recently. I specifically remember there's a time when this share price was around $15. I also remember a time when the share price was around $13.37, incredibly low for a share like this, because I do believe that this company is still underrated. Now, a lot of people will say, well, they're not building enough electric vehicles, not yet. I understand that, and that is true. They need more funding, and they need to build a lot more, and they need to build a lot quicker. Tesla have come a long way since they started, long time ago. But they're doing extremely well now, and they're just getting bigger and bigger by day. Arrival has to compete with Tesla because Tesla is making semi-trucks, but Arrival will have to compete with other manufacturers such as Mercedes. Mercedes are in the process of replacing most of their current model vehicles, their gasoline vehicles, with electric vehicles. If you go into the Mercedes website, on the front page, it's all about the EQT, it's all about the E version of their vehicle, the EQS, and the list only gets bigger. Now, Mercedes also have a history of building semi-trucks, and Tesla is working on its own semi-trucks, of building buses as well. So when Mercedes gets into the electric bus market, that's going to be extremely competitive, especially for Arrival. Because for many people out there, if you had to choose between Mercedes and a new company such as Arrival, most people will choose Mercedes. These cities, these governments, and these companies who will be choosing what buses to buy, well, they're either going to go with their existing partners, if they have existing partners who supply electric buses, or they'll go with a new best company who can supply them faster, better buses that are longer range, more reliable, and safer for their passengers overall. My point is, Arrival is going to have a lot of competition, so Arrival needs a lot more funding, and they need a lot more support if they want to do well in this market. But I have a feeling they will do extremely well, and they will get the support, and they will get more money. Now, if you take a look at Arrival at the moment, the currently outstanding shares is 606 million shares. The public float, on the other hand, is 138. Now let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla is really unrealistic because Tesla is just a much bigger company in size and numbers and everything. But what they have in common is that they're both electric companies. But a common thing in the electric market, in companies in general, is that stock supply is very important. Supply and demand is very important. The lower your supply of shares are, the higher your price of stock will be. If you take a look at Amazon obviously has a high price of share. Per share, $3,649,000 per Amazon share. Their share price is extremely high. But why is that? Well, one of the reasons is because their share supply is extremely low at 504 million. This is less than Arrival share supply. So I'm not trying to say Arrival can do as well as Amazon. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying share supply is extremely important. And I'll give you one more example. Apple shares right now $148, but the share supply is extremely large. The share supply is extremely large, with a public float of 16.67 billion shares in public float. Now let's continue where we left off. Arrival accelerates the global mass adoption of electric vehicles by producing sustainable and affordable commercial vehicles with a substantial lower total cost of ownership. This is enabled by Arrival's unique method of design and production using local factories, micro factories, which utilizes the company's in-house technology. Arrival currently has 2 microfactories in the United States, Rock Hill, South Carolina, and Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, I love the intention of Arrival, but it gets even more interesting because Lease Plan and Arrival signs a partnership to bring revolutionary electric van to European cities, which is huge, by the way. There's a huge market in Europe for electric vehicles such as buses. Now, the partnership itself is based on initial order of 3,000 vans, with the sale agreements expected to finalize in Q3 of 2021. That's where we currently are. Now, some of the cities that will be included are such as Amsterdam, Netherlands, and London, of course. July, Lease Plan, one of the world's largest leading car-as-a-service company. And Arrival, the global technology company creating electric vehicles with its unique technology, today announced that lease plan will be preferred. Today announced that lease plan will be preferred operational leasing partner for Arrival electric vans. The partnership is based on initial 3,000 vans. Now, LeasePlan has a global fleet of approximately 1.9 million vehicles and is one of the world's leading provider and delivery van as a service. Nearly 1 in 4 lease van is an LCV, light commercial vehicle. LeasePlan ambition is to achieve net zero emission. So it seems like there are many companies and there are also many countries who are trying to achieve this goal of going emission free by 2030 or 2035. Some people think it's too soon. The question is, what do you think? What is your opinion? I want to hear your opinion in the comments. Leave your answers below. Tell me, what do you think? Is this too soon or is it too late? It's good that they're not waiting any longer. It's good that countries, cities, and companies are pushing the boundaries to achieve these goals. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making this video, and I'll make more videos on Arrival in the future because Arrival has many more things to come. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like as well, and feel free to share this video with a friend who you think might find it useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys